All right, let's jump right in. You know that feeling, right? When you have a really bad feeling about something, and then boom, it happens exactly like you thought it would? It's so weirdly common. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the science behind that exact feeling. We're going to see how our thoughts can, well, literally set the stage for what happens to us.
So there's this great saying in Turkish, aklıma gelen başıma geldi. And it literally means, what I thought would happen, happened. I mean, how perfect is that? It just nails that sinking feeling when our worst fears come true. We've all said it, haven't we? Ugh, I knew this was going to happen.
But is it just a weird coincidence? Are we all secretly psychic? Or is there something else going on, something deeper, right inside our own heads? And that's really the big question we're tackling here. Is it fate, or is it your brain? Are we just victims of bad luck, or are we actually kind of the architects of our own problems thanks to this powerful thing between our ears?
All right, so to figure this out, we've got to break down that powerful "I knew it" feeling. Because it turns out the words we use aren't just, describing what already happened. Nope, they can actually be a blueprint for what's about to happen.
So when we say stuff like, "I knew this would happen," we think we're just stating a fact, right? But what's really going on is that we're framing our own reality. That language, it creates what you could call a negative filter. It's like putting on glasses that only let you see the bad stuff. Your brain starts actively scanning for trouble, expecting it, and you end up totally blind to all the good things that might be happening at the same time.
And this whole idea leads us straight to a major concept in psychology, the self-fulfilling prophecy. That's the official name for this thing. But let's be super clear here. This is not magic. It's not about being able to see the future. It's all about how your belief about what's going to happen actually, subtly, and usually without you even realizing it, changes how you act, which then makes the thing you believed in happen for real. Wild, right?
So how does this negative filter even get built? Let's get into the nitty-gritty step by step. We're going to map out the exact psychological loop that can get us stuck.
Okay, here's how this nasty little cycle works. Let's use a super common example. A test. Step 1 is the expectation. You get this thought in your head, I'm definitely going to fail this test. Okay, so now for step 2, your behavior. You start acting like you're going to fail. I mean, what's the point of studying for hours if you're doomed anyway, right? So your motivation just tanks. You procrastinate. And then comes step 3, the outcome. You do poorly on the test. And what does that do? It proves to your brain that your original belief was right, making that cycle even stronger and more likely to happen again.
And listen, getting stuck in this loop isn't just a bummer. It has very real psychological effects. Every time you go through it, you're lighting up the stress centers in your brain. That cranks up your anxiety. And you know what happens when you're anxious? Your ability to think clearly and solve problems just evaporates. It becomes this vicious cycle that's super hard to break, and it can leave you feeling completely powerless.
But this whole thing isn't just in your head. Oh no, these mental patterns trigger a real, actual physical response in your body. Let's talk about the chemistry behind it all. Just look at this contrast. When you're stuck in that negative loop, your brain pumps out cortisol. That's the big one, the main stress hormone. It's the stuff that can weaken your immune system and make your thinking all foggy. But here's the double whammy. At the exact same time, all that stress is blocking the good stuff, chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. The neurotransmitters you need to feel good, to focus, to be happy. So you're getting more of what hurts you and less of what helps you.
Let that sink in for a second. Your thoughts? They're not just these invisible, abstract ideas. They are chemical instructions. Your brain is literally sending orders to your body. Every single worried thought, every negative loop, is a command that changes your physical state.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've seen how it works. And yeah, it might sound a little bit grim, but here's the great part. The science doesn't just show us the problem. It also points to the solution. And the best news of all? Since our own minds are part of this process, we have the power to stop it. We can absolutely break the cycle.
So here it is, a simple 3-step mental toolkit you can start using right away. Step 1 is to notice. That's it. Just catch the negative thought when it pops up and remind yourself, hey, that's just a thought. It's not a fact. Step 2 is to rephrase. Tweak your language. So instead of that fatalistic, Ugh, what I feared happened. Try something more neutral, like what I thought might happen happened. It's a tiny change, but it strips away so much of the emotional weight. And finally, step 3 is to act. Be proactive. Take care of your brain. Getting good sleep, eating well, moving your body, these aren't just healthy habits, they're powerful tools for balancing your brain chemistry.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. We can't always control the world around us, right? But we have so much more influence than we think over our inner world. You are the architect of your own mental environment. And your thoughts, the language you use, those are your blueprints. They're your most important tools.
And that leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty powerful question to chew on. If your mind is so powerful that it can build a negative reality almost by accident, just stop and imagine what kind of positive reality you could start building on purpose.